Single woman of God, you are deeply loved. You are a work in progress and a finished work of art. You are not on the come up. You have already arrived. You don't limit your dreams to the constraints of this world. You aren't a lucky girl, but a blessed daughter of the Lord of all. Your God is the God of the seemingly impossible. He is with you right now. He is holding your hand. He restores your soul. He binds your wounds. He gives you another breath. He rebuilds the altar of your heart. He loves you even when you can't love you. Daughter of God, even when you are alone, you are in divine company.
Oh, I'm so excited about my single story. Well, joining me now is the host and executive producer, Meisha Watson. Hello, Meisha.
Hi, Laura. I'm so happy to be back.
I know. We always love having you here. Well, My Single Story is a podcast that is impacting so many people. It's incredible. I love it. It's such an insight into the single journey and into what God does throughout that journey in someone's life. But tell us more about the inspiration behind this incredible endeavor.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful journey. We started it a year ago. So basically on Valentine's Day, we released the video that came before, Single Woman of God, our spoken word piece. And it was to uplift single women. We said, you know, often when it comes to singles ministry, it's how do we get out of this season? How can we get out of the single season? But we were like, God has us here for a purpose. So how can we create something that can uplift singles where they are?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, that Single Women of God spoken piece went pretty viral on social media platforms,
it
didn't it?
I think it got like 15,000 people seeing it in like a couple of minutes.
Isn't that
And we were like,
incredible?
oh, we're on to something.
Well, it shows you that there is so much need in this area for people who are single going on this journey. It also shows you your heart, Meisha, for those that you know God is caring for and wanting to journey with.
Yeah.
But, as somebody is on a single journey, right? So often sometimes we think that's a season of lack or it's got to be a season of lack, but it doesn't have to be. Mm-hmm. That's some of the insights you're offering on My Single Story podcast. But tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it's funny. Actually, right before I came on in the green room, this wonderful woman said to me, 1 is a whole number. And I was like, girl, that's good. Yeah. I'm a single person. I'm a party of one, and God has purpose in this season of my life. And so all we're doing is kind of create content to encourage women in that space, give them books and, single girl care kits, like this box we have right here that we do as a giveaway throughout our Instagram at My Single Story Podcast. And we fill it up with things that can uplift them, but also some teacups and some tea and some candy and treats and stuff like that, just to make them feel special and seen and loved.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, this box is really wonderful, and there's so many goodies inside. So you're going to be giving this away so people can sign up. Where do they go to sign up?
Head to our Instagram, go to the link in our bio, click giveaways, so My Single Story Podcast. That's our Instagram handle. And we're giving them away all month, and then a big one at the end of this month.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah. Everybody's got to sign up.
Oh,
it's so cool, too. I just love it.
Thank you.
Well, Meisha, as you're on this single journey yourself, there are highs and lows to it. What do you find some of those highs and lows are?
Ooh, yeah. I'd say highs are when you go on a great date. Yeah. Or when you meet another single girl and you guys just vibe, you get along. When you pray for each other, we get each other. I think, I love when a single girl comes to me and says, I'm having a hard time in the waiting season or the loneliness or the pain of losing hope. Yeah. I know how to pray for that because I've been there. Yeah. So that's kind of the amazing part of it, is that even though we are inevitably going to go through the hard parts, we're actually going to celebrate it together because God is hopeful. God is hope, right? And so that's kind of what it is. It's finding my community is the amazing part that comes out of the hard part as well.
I love that. And I love that My Single Story podcast is a safe space where people can be honest about what the journey is like.
Yes. When it comes to our actual podcast show, we always say we don't need an answer here. I don't need to finish every episode with we're on the same side of this thing. Everyone's single journey is very different. But my point was to make a platform where we could share what it's like. Some of us are single and never married, like myself. We'll be married soon one day. Believing
that's right, we're all praying. That's right, got to pray that guy in.
Exactly. But then other people are single again. Do you know what I mean? And everyone has a different story, and we all have stuff to share with each other. And so we created that platform to do that. We want it to be a safe space, and we'll continue to create spaces, whether we're at a conference, whether we're at church, whether we're at a single women's conference or just a women's conference. We'll share about what it's like to be single, but also how amazing and what a blessing it can be as well.
Yeah, certainly. You know, Meisha, we were talking earlier before we came on the program together about how many people serving in church are single. And when you look at the leadership team or the serving team, there's so many single women there. And this is a huge need, you know, to encourage single women, to help them have their voices raised up.
Yeah.
So where can people go to see My Single Story podcast or listen?
Yes. Well, we love when people go to our YouTube channel, just because you get to watch the whole thing. It's like a girls' hangout that we're having. We have some dudes in there too. Some single dudes are on the show as well. But we like to have them watch on YouTube, but we're also available on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can Google My Single Story podcast. We'll be there. My face right there.
That's right, and that's where I am watching.
Good.
All right. Meisha, thanks so much for joining us today, and we're so thrilled about My Single Story and all that God has in store for it this season.
Thank you, Laura.